Howdy, everyone, and thank you for joining me for Trading Buddies on this Monday, the 7th of October. That's the one. Uh, we're in the second month of spring here in Australia, and the weather is absolutely SH1T. I've got to tell you, really, really bad. Winds blowing like crazy, squalls of rain coming over every 10 minutes or so. Just not nice. Anyway, I hope it's much better where you are. And g'day, Shane. How are you, mate? All good here in Bali. Of course, it is always good in Bali if you like humidity and heat. No clothes on. Oh, did I say that? Um, Welcome to those who are here for the first time. And it's nice to have you on board as always. A little bit different to what you've probably been used to in terms of your trading journey so far. Ash will be joining me very, very shortly, and we'll be trading the 1 minute charts during this session. I'll be trading on pound versus the dollar, and Ash will be trading on German 30 or the DAX and the FTSE. I'll also be trading on gold 1 minute charts. And just like last week, I've got this dreadful thing in my ear. Now it's gone, and everything's gone. Righto, so let's get stuck in. I will show you exactly what we're going to do. What I will not be doing is trading until the bell sounds for the Open of London session, which is what 3 minutes away from now. Okay, so we will have a quick look at the charts. We'll start with gold because that's where I'll be wanting to trade. I think I've got the wrong chart. Hang on 2 secs. Right, guys, if you could just confirm to me that you're seeing my gold 1 minute chart, which has got the cursor on it and running nuts circles around everything. That would be good if you could tell me that. Hi, Catherine. Great to see you. Thank you very much. Okay. Thanks, Shane. Right, what we're going to do here, or what I'm going to do here, and we do have an account we can trade this on now. It is an account that is a small account, and what I would like you not to do is follow these trades until we prove that they're the right way to go, because it's very much an experiment for myself trading 1 minute charts in the first instance, which is a little bit out of my comfort zone, I've got to say. But the trials have been fairly good to date. So we'll keep doing it and see if we can get this method down pat so we can get some trades in the market. All right, we're a minute or so away from the open. What I'm looking for is an oversold or overbought signal on gold, something like that. That's overbought for gold. So I'll be looking to trade that down to the mean, and that's oversold for gold. I'll be looking to trade that up to the mean. At the moment, we're pretty much in the middle, so I wouldn't be looking to do anything. The other one I want to trade, of course, is cable or pound versus the dollar, and that's getting to the old oversold point. May have been oversold here. See if we can get a bull bar going the opposite direction. We might look to trade this one. Let's see how this one closes, in fact. We may look to trade that. Now, it's very, very quick, as you might imagine, on the 1 minute charts. And I can't really give you the exact entry until it happens. At this stage, I would be entering above this bar and my stop loss would be low. See how quick it is? It's really quick. And my target would be 1 to 1. So in this instance, I've missed the entry. And just to give you a quick idea, there's the entry there. There's the stop loss there. So 3.4 pips or something, and I'll be looking for exactly that. So the target would be up here somewhere, right about there. Let me put that in. That's the wrong size or the wrong shape. Let me go with that one and put it where I said. 3.4 is on 31168. So there is the target. And what I'm looking for here is always a reversal and a confirmation of that reversal. There's the target hit. So there's your first trade done, and you've just got 1-to-1. Unfortunately, because Ash wasn't in the room, he's the man who's going to place the trades for me, because I can't call them and trade them at the same time. It happens very, very fast. But as you probably saw, you got a second opportunity to get into that as it retraced, and hopefully that will be the case often, and we'll have a lot of time to do that. Let's see how gold's going. Does everyone get the idea? The idea being, I'm looking for an oversold position, looking for it to reverse, and I'm looking for a confirmation. It's very much the same thing as I do on any reversal, on a 30-minute chart, 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart, daily chart, weekly chart. Cool. So we're not in this overbought or oversold zone at the moment on gold, but we're looking for that to happen. We probably were at that point, which was very, very similar to the pound, of course. And now's the ideal time to be trading these, because the market's volatile. London's just open, not so much on a Monday, but there has been good movement so far. So that's what we're looking for. Ash trading a little bit different to myself, but also scalping. Obviously, 1 minute charts, pretty much scalping, and he'll be joining me in a minute to tell you exactly the way he's going to go about it. Happy to answer any questions you've got around the way I'm doing it, but it's very much a simple process. Nothing's changed the way I do things when I'm looking to trade reversals, and it's my favorite thing to play ranges. I don't know why I haven't done this. Well, I do know why I haven't done this before. It's because I'm old, you see, and I haven't got the reflexes to be able to. Well, you saw how fast that happens. You've got to be absolutely dead set ready to get that order in the market, or hope it comes back and give you a second chance. All right, what do we got? Still waiting on this one. Go back to the pound. Or your gold trade, Lewis, enter below the last candle or the higher low. The higher low on the gold trade, let me go back to it. So we got to the oversold position right here. So we've had a fairly decent movement down. We're looking for a reversal, which really hasn't come on gold until here. But that candle is way too big for me to trade on a 1 minute chart. So let me go back to the pound. And the pound was reversal bar in an oversold position, then the confirmation, which is this one here. So the reversal bar that confirms, in your case, the higher low, right? That's the bar that you want to trade. You've got to anticipate that that's going to be a higher low, of course. And that's why you need to have a reversal bar there. If it's not a reversal bar, then you want to leave it alone. So if it was a bar like that, for instance, sitting there, is a reversal bar, but it's a reversal bar to the downside, right? I wouldn't take the trade. So it's really reversal bar that gives you a higher low. Does that make sense, Lewis? Sure, you've seen me do that. We'll try that. Attempt that 100 times on bigger time frames anyway. It's the same process. Okay. Is this an overbought scenario? Well, I'd like to see a higher high here first before I called it overbought. It's very much in a range at the moment. That's the pound. Adventurous on M1. Yes, it is, but it seems to work okay. Let's go back to gold. So it's now in an overbought position. We've got a higher high. There's a reversal bar. So now I'm waiting for another reversal bar. The one thing I wouldn't do is trade this bar if the high is taken out. So if this candle becomes a new high, reset. But that may become the reversal bar, or the next one may become the reversal bar. But as soon as that high is taken out, all bets are off on this one. So really my stop loss has to be a high. That probably makes a little bit more sense. So it's got to reverse. everybody on board with that, what we're looking for on my system? No questions? Yep. Cool, Shane. Welcome everyone who's new to the room. It's great to see you in. I'm assuming we've had an IFP recently. And you guys are new to trading, or maybe not. If you could let me know that, that would be good. If you've got any questions around what I am doing, then please feel free to put it in the chat box. If you want to come on camera at any time, if you want to open or have your microphone open, you're always welcome to do that. No point sitting there going, wonder what he's doing. He hasn't told me. No. you got your shorts on, Shane, or what? Now we're really getting overbought, right? On gold. Pound's probably doing something similar. Not really, it's still in that range. But gold is definitely in the overbought scenario. So let's concentrate on gold and see if we can get a reversal bar. Bearing in mind that this bar here has to be the high. So if that's taken out, we go on to something else. Or we wait for the next one. But at the moment, that is the high. And we're looking for a reversal bar. Then we're looking for a second reversal bar. No. This is really getting overbought now. But bear in mind, we're looking at a 1 minute chart. So the moves do look a little bit more dramatic than would be the norm on charts that you used to trading. Those of you who have just been through IFP, these, whilst both Ash and I are contracted to Actions to Wealth, we trade our own stuff. Nothing to do with daily wave riders, nothing to do with, or this particular scenario has got nothing to do with, you may be exposed to the slingshot a little bit later on down the track through the mentorship program. It's got very, very little to do with that as well. It's simply a matter of looking for an overbought situation, trying to trade it back to the middle, or an oversold situation, trying to trade it back to the middle. That's what scalping is all about. Zoom user. Hi, Jeff. It's good to trade M1 for FX. I can see that it do follow MA retracement. Yeah, look, you've just got to pick your moment like everything else. But with M1, it's very much a case of, you know, you're looking for support and resistance at the end of the day. You're looking for it to bounce off that. If it's an overbought situation, you're looking for it to bounce off that, come back to the middle. That's as much as you're looking for. If you're not looking for a trend to start or a continuation of anything, you're looking for a reversal to the mean. That's all you're looking for. Here's our first reversal bar. So we're looking for a confirmation of that, right? That's on gold. On the pound, what do we got? Still in that range. So I want to see something that's overbought there before I act. So we'll stick with gold for the moment and look for a second reversal bar.
I may well have a trade, mate. Let me just see if I can.
Go, mate. How are you?
How yeah, not too bad. I was struggling to get everything sorted here.
We got one success so far.
Oh, brilliant.
But we didn't trade it because we just didn't have time.
Oh yeah, this
but
one
at least they saw, at least the people in the room saw what I'm trying to do. So now they're going to see what you're trying to do.
Yeah, so what I'm after here is I'm looking at a FTSE short. Let me show you my screen. There is a trade. I don't know whether we're going to have enough room to take it. Let me just see. Let's bring it on here.
I'll give a whistle if we can see this lower high on gold.
Yeah. Now the thing is, I mean, I think with 1 minute charts, because there's the target. There's just not enough room, I don't think, to get down there. 21, 24. Yeah, it's not anywhere near enough room. you've got to be so selective really with these, just to make sure that you get the right spot. That wouldn't be too bad because we're only really after a 1-to-1. Let me see if this will go through. So if we can get to there, so we can get a little 4-pip run, then this one might well be on. I'm just going to double check the signals and make sure that I mean they're not really crisp, I have to say. Let me just double check the DAX as well. No, the DAX, interestingly, is coming down. We've had some German factory numbers from Germany, and they weren't too hot. But interestingly, the euro seemed to manage. Oh, there we go. The euro managed to get a boost. I mean, it's coming down now. So we wanted this one short, but I just don't know. I mean, it would have to go through this level here for us to get the profit, and I just don't know whether that's too wise. You know, we're trading right into support, only on the 1-minute charts, to be fair, but it might still be a little bit close. So I need a little kick up to the upside. Yeah, looks like a relatively negative day. Right at the bottom of here, there's a weekly pivot as well. So we're trading a bit too close to it. But let's see if we can get the kick up. So sorry, mate, that might have been a false alarm looking for the short on this one.
That's okay. I've got a stop loss at the moment of 26.46.22 on gold. And I may have an entry in just a tick.
Okay, great.
So the stop loss is 26.46.22. And the entry will be, hasn't finished yet. There we go. 26.44.62.
Brilliant. Yeah, so just as Jeff was saying, we're sort of going to be scalping this stuff, but you've got to be right on time with it. It was just we were just a little bit late to this one. Would that have got there? Yeah, that would have got there. So we're only looking at 0.5 to 1. Or certainly that's what the idea is on these indices. And it is just looking for the initial move, you know, just to check out what the general sentiment is early doors. So this one is a short, and it's not, we're not trying to take continuation or anything like that. We're just trying to get in, get out as quickly as possible. There's not a lot of volatility in this market right now, and it is kind of it is drifting to the downside. We would have had a winner, but we would have had to get in just that little bit earlier. I want to see a break and a retest of an area. Now here, there is a support level just here. That's the support zone there. So as it breaks through, it comes back up. It didn't quite touch it, but that probably would have been okay. And then the idea is to try and take the close. So kind of trying to get in at this point here, and then looking for half to 1. Which would have been okay if we were really alive and on top of it, but it would have had to been better timed than just kind of popping in and trying to get it. It had already given us this bar here, which it's just less attractive for me. So and I'm not interested in sort of trying to put a stop in this cluster because there was still potentially a bit more room to the upside, even possibly even a bit higher. So we'll see if it comes back, mate. But right now, there's nothing on this. The German the DAX. I'm just seeing if there was a setup on the DAX. Not really.
Stops to entry on gold.
Well done, mate.
Don't like the last candle, but still in profit here.
Are we selling gold?
Selling gold, yep.
Okay. Should we have another look at that? I don't. There's nothing really here now.
Sure.
I'll come to come back to me if something shapes up, mate. But I think we might well have be waiting now for, I don't know, maybe even an hour, which means we're probably not going to get a setup in this one. So you're short on gold.
Short on gold here.
Yeah.
Stop loss here.
Brilliant.
Target here.
Brilliant.
So that's just a 1-to-1.
That looks
Same
good.
again. You can see why I moved the stop to entry, because this bar here was a little bit ordinary. We now need some more follow through, obviously, to hit that target. The reason that stopped there is because of this horizontal level. No surprise. That's what they do. If we get another lower high after we get taken out here, I may still enter again. But hopefully, obviously, we hit target before that happens. So again, same thing, guys. Overbought, reversal bar, wait, second reversal bar. That's your entry.
Like that.
Exactly.
Nice and simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's when I trade ranges and reversals, that's exactly what I do. So it's really no different. The charts, chart, 1 minute, 5 minutes, hour, 4 hours, daily, weekly, monthly, who cares?
The market is quite quiet at the minute. You know, interestingly, you know, if we sort of think about, let me give you just a run of the data from the weekend, which is heavily short on the Aussie, and it's really interesting that the kind of
Ooh,
the disagreement, yeah, there's huge disagreement kind of going on with the charts, because with the stuff off the chart. I was talking about this in my Sunday update yesterday. The Aussie is really strong seasonally. And but the COT data is really weak for the Aussie. You know, it's suggesting that there might well be some profit taking kind of coming into play. The the euro, I think, is quite negative this week, but then sort of as we go in sort of like to the month, it starts to strengthen. So there's a few things sort of that would suggest that there might be just a bit of disagreement, and it could be a tricky week for that reason. You know, COT data is really strong for the dollar. And as I say, really weak for the Aussie, quite weak for the pound as well. Seasonals are very strong for the Aussie and for the Kiwi, and weaker for the dollar. So in complete disagreement, the COT and the seasonals this week, which does make things a bit trickier. It does suggest that we might be looking at intraday markets as our best hope, you know, for trades here. Is that stop at break even there, mate?
yeah, mate, that's out now.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, there's still no loss. There's no major problem there. But
Well, I think, you know, the thing that we're learning here, I'm using 1-to-1, and, you know, traditional scalping would say that's way too big a target, 1-to-1.
yeah,
And maybe, you know, we need to consider that it hit a support level, formed
yeah,
resistance here.
yeah,
Maybe that's your signal to get out. Maybe, you know,
yeah.
the
No, I
whole
like that,
idea
mate.
of
I mean,
this is to learn, right?
it's a developing thing. I mean, it's I mean, I quite like 1/2 to 1 for a scalp, because we're just after a quick move in the morning, really, to try and sort of take our opportunities. But let's log it down, because the trades are now going to be there, and we'll do a proper analysis on the strategy, and then over the next 4 weeks, we'll have a much clearer idea of, you know, where we could have traded this, and how
Yes, the
differently we
data
could
will
have.
tell us.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Mohammed,
but
that's a great question. Sorry, mate. You continue. I'll answer.
yeah, no worries. I haven't got Mohammed's question. The good thing is that those stops are at break even, so there's no loss. So that's a positive there. Anyway.
So, Mohammed, great question, and that will depend a lot on how you determine what's overbought and oversold. In my case, right now, I'm using a Bollinger Band system, but you might like to use RSI. You might like to use a MACD histogram. You might like to use a stochastic, Williams percent R. You know, there's so many ways. Or you might simply like to use this scenario here, where you reached a resistance level, which is exactly what happened here, right? You hit that resistance level, came back off it, and gave yourself a lower high. And I'll do some analysis for you shortly on what I'm looking for this week on the bigger time frames. I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. If you've got something that I call a market structure, which could be rectangle, triangle, head and shoulders, whatever the case may be, if a channel, If you've hit the extreme of that, right, and then you're looking for the reversal, then the lower high if you've hit the resistance level. So determining that overbought scenario is very much whatever floats your boat. Visually, you know, on a 1 minute chart, that's gone too far, in my opinion. So I don't really need to use an indicator. I've got a resistance level there to tell me that it's gone too far. Just the same as we hit this support level, former resistance level, which tells me again that it's going to have a problem getting through that. That's pretty much what scalping is all about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So hope that helps. But if you want to know more than that, I'm happy to indulge you. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, the FTSE's really starting to gather some pace here, actually, and it's through two pivots. It's already through the weekly pivot and the daily pivot. But there was one opportunity. It wasn't very good. I mean, it wasn't a great opportunity, mate. This is the thing, you know. We've kind of I'll probably note it down as a potential, but I think we've got to be pretty confident that we've got the right type of setup. The market's a bit strange this morning. It's kind of it's very slow. And you know, just so everybody knows, I'll just bring my screen back in here, mate.
Okay, pound's oversold, by the way, so I'll be looking for a reversal now. And again, Mohammed, to your point, there you go. It's gone through that support level, so it's oversold. My goodness, if we had news.
The news earlier on from the UK was actually higher house price index, but what have we got coming up? We've got no, not really. There's a speaker from Germany in a little while. A speaker from the ECB in about half an hour. But there's nothing left on the UK. Halifax house price index rose to 0.3% year on year, 4.7%. So inflation sort of still blights the UK economy in many respects, but it's a pretty quiet Monday for data. It really starts to pick up on Wednesday when we get the NZ RBNZ rate decision. I think the Kiwi is going to be an interesting one, and for two main reasons. One, because as I say, it's one of the strongest currencies. That, along with the Aussie, they're the strongest currencies of the week. But that doesn't mean it means on Monday we just start buying it. It could be that we need to wait for that decision, let the move get priced in, and then we could start looking potentially for longs. And we might be looking at a long in the Kiwi dollar. And the reason for that is because of the US has got CPI data coming out on Thursday. So there could be a really interesting scenario for the Kiwi dollar as the week progresses. But as the week has started, it's just a little bit negative. Not hugely, you know, but it's just a little bit negative as we start the week. What are we seeing from the Swissy? Yeah, the Swissy's getting a bit of a kick.
Daniel, did my answer to Mohammed help you as well with your question? And Aussie dollar, I'm not sure what that means. If you want us to have a look at it, fine.
Do you know what? There might be news, mate, because the pound looks like it is easing back against everything. It's not news that is on my list here, but it does look like it's easing back a little bit. I'll have a look.
Okay, just to repeat what I said before, this looked like being the oversold point, but it isn't. This now becomes the oversold point, and here comes our reversal in big licks by the look of it. So that'll be way too big to consider trading. But we're not looking to trade that. We're looking to trade the next one, right? So I want to pull back from that, give us a higher low, and then a reversal bar. That's the one I'd like to trade, not this one. Sorry, mate.
No problem. I'm just seeing if there's any latest the latest news. If there's anything, no, there's nothing. There's nothing from the UK, and I've got a pretty reliable source of news. So you know, along with, I mean, you can check things like investing.com, but I've got another news feed as well, which is like a Squawk news feed, and there's nothing on there which suggests that we should be looking at selling the pound, particularly. It might just be a bit of a strange day, you know, just a bit of rebalancing or whatever kind of going on. But I quite like the pound. What's that? Sorry?
I said we might want to buy it shortly.
Yeah, I quite like it. I quite like the pound. I have to say. I mean, you know, that inflation data today, it's not a major piece of news by any stretch, but I think the pound is, you know, the UK is kind of okay at the minute. Obviously, we got elections. I mean, how close are they now? Under 30 days now, aren't they? The US election. So I don't think the market might get a little bit trickier in the course of the next few months.
I'll after this one either sets up or doesn't. If you're done with yours, I'll go through the currency indexes in a minute, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, let's have a look at that, and then let's get George on. I don't think we can trade the FTSE. There's not going to be enough pop up now, I don't think.
Okay, cool. If this is a reversal bar, we may look to trade that. The risk is still pretty strong, or pretty big though. It may not be a reversal bar. The stop loss, by the way, if you're interested, would be 1.30992. Let's go with 1.3099. The entry at this point would be 1.3105, but this has to reverse. Looks good at the moment. If it stayed, there we go. There's the trade. 1.3105 is your entry. 1.3099 is your stop loss. And we'll go with the 1.3110 as your target, which is there. So entry is there. Stop loss is there. Got the idea, guys?
Great. And we're just after. Yeah, I mean is that a 1-to-1 there, mate, or are we just going for the horizontal line on that one?
I'm just going with this level here, which is the breakout level, basically.
That looks good. Yeah, as I say, the pound seems okay to me. I think it's well,
there's your entry.
A little bit volatile, but there's nothing suggesting that we should be particularly bearish on the pound.
A little bit of follow through.
Yeah, we can get this one a shade higher. I'm just going to check the pound across the board, and looks all right against that. Yeah, looks good against the Aussie. It's nice and high against the Aussie. Is this this pound dollar?
Pound dollar, yep.
Yeah, cool.
Dollar's really interesting this week, as usual.
Yeah.
Because of the very, very strong number on the employment figures on Friday.
Yeah.
And not only that, it was a green across the board, wasn't it? Wages were up, unemployment rate down. Looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, it did,
but it moved a fair way as well, and that's the problem you've got now.
Well, this is the point. Yeah, I mean, when the things get priced in is the next question after you kind of get these economic numbers. The thing about that is that, you know, I think the market kind of always overstates the chance of a Fed rate cut, and it always seems to overtrade a chance of a Fed rate cut. Because then when you sort of get the numbers that kind of then come out from the United States, they you know, they've been pretty solid. So why would we assume they'd be anything but solid again? You know, when it comes to jobs data, the CPI data is a little bit of a different picture because actually that has been trending lower for some time. We've seen some reduction, you know, some genuine reduction in inflation. So so there's a decent chance actually we do get a dollar sell off. Maybe after Thursday,
Like
maybe
I've lost
before
my internet.
Thursday. What's that mean? You still there? Are you? Oh, Jeff might have frozen up. So in that case, I'm just going to take his numbers. What is that? I'm going to bring this up onto my screen. And he's in the pound dollar, isn't he? All right, Jeff's gone, but that's okay. I will take the screen. Here we go. Oh, you're back. You're back, but you're muted. I'm gonna just I've just taken the screen for you, mate. I think it's
Happy days.
was it this particular area here, or was it this one? What was the
Let's see
target?
if I can find yours. Target's 131.10.
131.10.
Last bar's not real cool though. Again, we'll move our stops to entry.
Oh, that's pretty good. And what's the entry?
Entry is 131.05, was it? I think, yeah, I think so. Well, that's where I've got it. So that must be it.
Okay, cool. So 131.10. So we got 2 more pips. One word to kind of get up and get our profit line here. Go on, get up.
Now you've got a tweeze top.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Looking at these short-term
It is
time
interesting.
frames.
And I'm learning a lot by looking at them as to
Yeah,
whether the candle patterns are actually reliable on 1 minute charts.
yeah. You gotta read these really fast. So we're only one pip away from entry now. As long as we can hold this area, we might just get one more surge to the upside here. Yeah, the pound is actually looking across the board. The pound is just a bit twitchy today.
Not unusual, really, for the pound at London Open to be a little bit each way.
Yeah, yeah, and I think a lot of the economic data that's been driving the moves in the pound is, you know, a lot of the positive economic data, I should say, has sort of been baked in. So the fact that it is a bit twitchy, I guess people are guessing on what's going to happen next. We've got a budget relatively soon as well.
There you
Okay,
go.
we out of break
even
even. All right. Well, I mean, that's it's no big deal. It'll probably go all the way now and decide to get
Well, that's
its
okay.
profit line.
Again, we'll learn by that.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll note that down. Do you want to have a look at the currency? We're already
sure.
halfway through. I don't know whether you want to have a quick whip through that, then we get George on.
I will. Okay.
Great stuff.
Not there. I'm getting some weird stuff happening. I think my connection's not real good at all today.
That's all right, mate. I'm here just to let me see if I need to get George's video up anyway.
Okay, here we go. Right, so let me know if you don't see the indexes which are on TradingView. Okay.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah.
Got that?
Yeah.
Righto, here's the interesting. Well, of course it's interesting. Look at the bar. That's this. We're on a weekly chart here, right? So I'm looking for weekly bias. That's the whole purpose of looking at these, is to get a weekly bias. and very, very difficult to not see that massive bullish engulfing bar on the dollar. Unfortunately, I've lost all my trade lines, but we had a trade line that was broken 4 or 5 weeks ago and retested 4 or 5 weeks ago. I guess we were getting lots of hints here that they couldn't go down, couldn't go up, couldn't go down, couldn't go up, couldn't go down, couldn't go up. So completely indecisive at that point, making that potential for ABC very, very weak. And of course, last week we got 5 days of buying on the dollar. Bear that in mind, because everything against the dollar, these indexes are heavily weighted against the dollar, which is why you see every single one of these Aussie, CAD, pound, Swissy, Kiwi, yen, and euro all negative last week. But here's the thing, very interesting in my humble opinion, was the fact that the Aussie, I've got a trade line here. Okay, Aussie looks like the yen did 2 weeks ago. The dollar did 3 weeks, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, going up the other way. But the interesting thing here for me, and this is really, really cool, we've got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, no higher low. Canadian dollar, same scenario, a little bit different because we've got a tweezer top sitting here, or a double top if you like, but we still have a higher high, higher low, higher high, potential higher low, or no higher low yet, but no, certainly no lower low, as was the Aussie. And that was the point, actually. There's no lower low on the Aussie. There's no lower low on the CAD. On the pound, exactly the same, trending really strongly, the pound, really strongly. And this may well be another higher low. It's certainly not a lower low. On the Swissy, however, we had that tweezer top we spoke about 3 or 4 weeks ago. That was going to determine, in my humble opinion, the direction of the Swissy for a little while. That didn't happen the week before, but it certainly has happened this week or last week. And we have put in a lower low. Interesting. Kiwi, no lower low. Yen, lower low. Euro, lower low. So the conclusion I draw from that is that the euro, the yen, and the Kiwi, or was it the Swissy, sorry? The euro, the yen, and the Swissy are potentially going to be weaker than the Aussie, the CAD, the pound, and the Kiwi. That's my thesis going into this week. So where that finishes up is, and I've got to, you can't discount the dollar, right? Because it's so strong at the moment, based on last week's performance. But it is at a resistance or form of support level here. It's a very, very big candle that we saw last week. And we do have, as I said before, inflation data coming out later in the week. So I would expect that we're not going to see too much follow through here on the dollar until we get that CPI print on Thursday or overnight Friday, whatever it is. I think it's Thursday.
It's Thursday, yeah.
So I'm kind of ruling the dollar out of my equation, and concentrating on the stronger currencies versus the weaker currencies. I hate to say it, but the yen, once again, has gone back to what everyone has been using it for the last goodness knows how many years. It's just every time it looks like rallying, it crashes. And I don't know. I've still got that glimmer of hope that this level here may well hold it up. In fact, I'm short euro yen, and in drawdown at the moment because of that bar last week. Geopolitical circumstances, I think, may help the yen, but like I said last week, yes, we've had an escalation in the Middle East, but we've had lots of escalations before in the Middle East, and the market seems to be dismissing what's the latest part of that, was dismissing to some degree, because we're not seeing the market go risk off to any large degree. And if it did, then we would be seeing a stronger yen, we'd be seeing a stronger Swissy, and we're not seeing that at the moment. that may change, of course. So bearish the euro, bearish the yen, bearish the Swissy. Biggest of the bullish, I suppose, has to go to the pound. And the reason it has to go to the pound is it hasn't come back below this level here, which is where we started to trend up. And it's a very, very strong trend up. So I think the pound is the strongest of everything on the board, forgetting the dollar. And I think you could trade it successfully against the yen, successfully against the euro, and successfully against the Swissy. So that's where I'm headed for the week. Not sure how that lines up with the fundamentals and the technical and the seasonals and COT, but I will be, now that you've told me, Ash, I'll be looking at those things. And if I can find a correlation in anything there, I'll be looking to trade those. So
yeah,
that's pretty much me.
Incidentally, mate, the pound would have hit target actually if we just left those stops at break even. But yeah, okay. Yeah. So we'll note that down and see what we get. But okay, so should we move on to George, mate?
Sure. Just one little wrap, I suppose. I better look at the euro before we go, just to see if we've got an untested daily pivot. Because I haven't looked at. Yes, we do. So, as always, guys, I'll be looking for that to change. And the interesting part about that is that we haven't had a test since last Monday. So nothing on Tuesday, nothing on Wednesday, nothing on, oh, hang on. I don't consider that to be a daily pivot test. I consider the daily pivot to come to price rather than price go to the daily pivot. So yes, technically and numerically and statistically, it is a test of the daily pivot, but it really, in my mind, is not. So I'll be looking for that to happen today. And on the 30-minute chart, that's going to look reasonably interesting at this point. We're in a range. I'd much prefer to see coming off support than I would off resistance. So I'd like to see a false break occur here. Price down to here, maybe challenge that low, get back above the trade line, retest it, and then you could enter with some risk there, less risk on the top of that bar that retests the trade line. I'm getting warnings here. There's a slingshot candle pattern there. There's a slingshot candle pattern there. So I'd love to see a third one sitting on this trade line here. Somewhere around here would be good. So looking for a euro dollar daily pivot test. If I'm in front of the charts on the 30-minute, that would be great. I think I'll retire my 1 minute for a while because it's dinner time, but I wouldn't mind going back to that. If I'm ever in front of the charts, the open of US session, I think that would be a really good test for this one as well.
Right.
So that's it for me, mate.
Grand. Okay, buddy. Nice one. Okay, well, let's. I'm going to play George. I'm going to take the screen and play George. We will wish everybody a fair week, and we will be back next week to do it all again.
Happy days, everyone. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye for now. Here comes George. No sound, mate.
Okay, no worries. Good check there. That's just this little box. There we go.
Good day, traders. I trust you're well. Name is George Nyapata, guest on Trading Buddies. I trust you've been having a fantastic time so far with Jeff and Ash. Good morning, gents. Well, we're looking at our four markets that we have done here: DAX 30, Brent crude, silver, euro yen, and I have added a currency measure, pound versus dollar cable, one of the markets that I actively trade. And I was just thinking about it, happy to stay with the four, but I thought, why don't we put a currency measure in? We've got a cross in, but let's put something else just to give us a frame. Now, remember, guys, the idea is that you get insights into price action, how the markets, how the charts tell us information about the market, and you can make decisions to trade. I know we all trade different ways, but I am hoping that the insights you get from price action will definitely assist in improving your trading and your profitability. For those who are interested in one of my courses, Best Price Action Strategies, coming up this Saturday, have a look on the HW Pathway, Best Price Action Strategies by George. And it's going to be 4 a.m. my time, which is 10 a.m. Singapore. So enough of that commercial. So DAX 30. So I've kept all the kind of markers that we've spoken about in place, just that we can track price action and begin to get an understanding of it. Now, remember we spoke about these levels here, and where we got to, we spoke about how DAX had put in an all-time high on this chart, so to speak. So these are the 5 candles from last week, and when we were speaking, we were looking at that perfect double top. Now, this is one of the patterns that I call a micro double top. I and all other price action traders, micro double top. It's a double top which is just made up of 2 candles. The pattern that we had here was also a double top. It's a much larger double top. That's a double top, higher high, double top. Now, at this point, bulls had a chance to accelerate up. They failed. They managed to do that previous week, but they could not go any further. So now, macro double top, beautiful enough pullback. They came to test, the strength of the bulls. So the bulls that created this resurfaced on Friday. Now, here's the thing. Are you going to trade this or not? If you want to trade it, you always put in, I suggest you put in a measured move stop. I never put a stop beneath a candle, because, the market always comes and tests back things. It's not, in my view, it's not hunting stops. It's just testing levels. They'll come and test that, and it could accelerate up quite easily. Happened here. So if we said, I'm going to jump in, just put me into the market, peep above here, put my stop down. You've been stopped out and been frustrated, and boom, voila, we go. So always, find a level. If you don't want to use a measured move stop, you could put your stop beneath here. Measured move stop. Boom, that's what I would do. And then see, if you get up here, as soon as you get up here, you tighten your stop, remove some risk, and, you could always maybe get out break even if we bounce off there, but the bulls might accelerate up. So we are traders, we take trades, but we manage the trade. So just my thoughts. If your view is the bears could be strong, this is just a breakout and a pullback, I think it's a pretty too deep a pullback for me to be eager to jump in. But if you want to trade the pullback, you wait. Well, I would wait for the bears to come and close beneath here. Then I can say, okay, bears are strong depending on what the candle looks like. The bears are strong beneath here. Again, measured move stop in case the market comes back and takes me out, hoping that will accelerate down. If you're a bear and you saw this double top and thought, hey, I'm going to sell beneath here, and I'm going to put my stop here. The next day you get that. By the time that get out, you're losing your full initial risk. But if you use a measure move stop, when you see that, you get out and you still save half the capital. So that is a George approach. It's not price action approach. Price action, you find a key level. That's a level that you can put your stop on. But depending on your risk appetite, you can then decide, do I go a little bit further down, a little further up? But always there must be logic to your thinking. So my thoughts, as far as this market is concerned, the bulls would like to get down here. Sorry, not the bulls. The bears would like to get down here, which means they have to get past that level, higher low to get down here. It is possible. It's probably just one candle or a couple of candles. So you must trade if you want to take the trades. Set up for the bulls, good stop for the bears. Wait to see if you get a signal. Very interesting place that we're in with the all-time high on these charts. So obviously the bulls want to smash through this and just get to the highest events. And the bears want to defend that and just drop down to the belly of the earth. Brent crude, absolutely love this market. By the way, I trade 5-minute charts. And what I use the dailies for is to find the highs and the lows. And if the market is trending, I absolutely am keen to follow the trend. So if I had been trading this and I see this kind of price action, then I put my low of the day on the charts and I want to see what's going to happen because I want to keep selling. And of course, we buy and sell throughout the day, but if bears are strong, we jump into it. Brent crude, if you track this chart enough, you get to understand how this market does fantastic big candles, breakouts, pullbacks, failures, etc. But when it moves into a trend, you can actually capitalize on it. So we have spoken about this. Now, this is a classic. We spoke about this and we said when we're down here, if you go back and look at the videos, bulls, if you want to buy. And again, we said measure, move, stop, or down here. And we didn't know this was going to happen. But if you bought, you said, I'm going to maximize my profit, put my stop here. You'd have been stopped out, got frustrated because you're a daily trader. By the time you come back, it's up here and you say, but why did I do that? Well, you did it because you didn't think that this level will be tested. They're not hunting for stops, they're testing levels. Could be the same thing technically. So like we said, buy, but put a measure, move, stop. Then, you wait, and we said, wait for acceleration. There's no acceleration here. The day after you see the acceleration, then you pull your stop up, then, you can track it and get out, break even. So here, what are you going to do? If you are not in the trade, I would suggest wait a little bit. You don't want to buy above a doji. You also don't want to sell, unless we're coming down already. If we're coming down, pull back and we get this kind of candle, we can sell beneath, but we're still going up. So you don't want to sell beneath here. You want to see strength from the bears before you sell. So this is probably just a wait a little bit and see what we have on the daily time frame. If you're already in a trade, maybe your stop is down here. If you want a tighter stop, put a 50% pullback stop, because you're saying to yourself, well, we did a good decent enough move, bulls, weekend here, and I don't want to lose my profit. So if you want to put a 50% profit, you can. If you want to see what's going to happen, keep it here. You're already in profit, depending if you took the trade there. Silver, I am getting to enjoy trading silver on the daily time frame. See all these big, on the 5-minute time frame, all these big candles, they are fantastic moves on the daily time frame. It's also like those who trade the FTSE, the UK 100, on the daily time frame. I'm sure it can be quite frustrating. It's just in this range that goes on forever, but on a 5-minute time frame, in your time zone, it might be hitting that upper level to come down again, because we are in a trading range. It's like we're not going to do that the whole day. So if you know how to trade reversals, fantastic for you to jump in and manage reversals from one end to the other, or maybe it may just be from the middle of it. Beautiful on the 5-minute chart, Okay. So silver, absolutely fantastic. We spoke about all of this. Go check out the videos. Now, at this level that we have, high of 2024, which is May, we're going to change it at some point. That's what we marked. So, maybe next week that becomes the high of 2024. But we've tried to break above it, failed, tried to break about it, failed. So that level is pretty key. Whether you've marked it here, or marked it there, it really doesn't matter, but it is a key level. Are you going to buy above here when you've seen all of these failures, failed breakout? Look at the tails on top. No, you wouldn't. You want to wait for strength. The bulls must do this and follow it through. Like here, do something, follow it through, then we can say, hey, let's buy. As it is now, trading range price action on the daily time frame, I would suggest wait for the strength by the bulls and follow through, or strength by the bears, get out of this clutter, follow through, and sell. If the bears come in, they want to get all the way down here. Might just stay in a trading range for a while, but that's fantastic. Wait for it. There's enough charts for you to look at to find something to trade. Euro versus yen. Again, we are at this level, lower high, double top. So in this zone here, the bears that created this are heavily defending this area here. Good for the bulls, but you don't want to buy, at this level. You want to see, okay, let me not say it, but you can buy anywhere, guys. If you want, you can sell anywhere. Just said we want to put your stop. So if you want to buy above here and say, I can see the levels, George, I can see the lower high, double top, but I just want to buy because I think we're going to go to the highest heavens. Well, by all means do that. Measured move stop will bring you down to almost this level. So put your stop here, because you're saying, well, might accelerate up, which is fantastic, that I can take off half the risk and trail it up if you want to do that. Now, I would not do that. And the reason is simple, because of these levels. So I'd rather just wait, see if we get a breakout and a pullback that, we can trade. If we get a breakout, pullback, come and test, we can trade and see if the bulls keep accelerating up. If the bears start to fail, we are just back in a trading range. I would like to see some strength on the bears here. Lower highs, nothing much happened. Lower high, double top, fantastic. Then you can sell and manage it. If we get something like that here, decent enough, micro double top, then we have this top. That becomes a proper firm top. Micro double top, just 2 bars, and you get a decent enough trend. a bear candle, then you can sell, put measure, move, stop somewhere up here, and hopefully we get down here. But good for the bulls. If you're not already in, we can just wait. Now, we just put the pound in. So key levels are already in place. Just some, pretty easy education. I keep talking about, let's wait for a breakout pullback. I can go. There's a classical breakout, pullback, boom, buy. So if you didn't buy in here, you buy here, there's a pullback. If you bought in here at any time, say, oh, let me put a measure, move, stop in case we come back, you'll be rewarded. Then you just hold on to it. When you get up here, this is where, we kind of, what's happening. At that stage, you break leg one, first leg, pullback leg two. By the way, if you listen to this for the first time, I'm putting a link in the video. Go back to the price actions profits terminology and just have a look at some of the things that we have. That's my little alarm. We are almost there. Then we failed at leg one, leg two, so hidden level of resistance. Good enough for the bears. At this point, bulls accelerating up. You think, I wonder if you get above this trading range, get to a measured move exactly there. And again, we had the same thing. Breakout, pullback, leg one. Breakout, pullback, leg one. I mean, if you wait for these and you see them, you take that if you want to take it. I mean, that's pretty decent. Higher probability, anything can fail. Most things fail, but at least you manage it. You would have been rewarded nicely. Micro double top, trading range. And again here, so before I get to that, beautiful bull strength. What does that mean? Well, the bulls broke out above this level. So they want to get to a measured move, which is up here, and we eventually got up to that. But by getting up, getting there, a lot of trading range price action as far as the bears are concerned, making the bulls fail trading range. Bulls try to get up again, fail. So at this stage, the bulls have achieved their absolute minimum objective from this fantastic breakout above here. And, bulls are taking profits and bears are trying to make the whole thing fail. So if you're a bear, what you do nothing on the daily chart because you got to worry about this level. If you're a bull, do you do anything? No, you don't. You wait. Let's get some insight. For the bulls, if the market comes down here and gives us a decent reversal candle, it could be a low test candle like that. It could be an outside candle after a doji. It could be a micro double bottom. Anything that says, okay, bulls are in control. Happiness to buy. Put a decent enough measure, move, stop, and see if we can get up here. For the bears, at this stage, unless we go sideways and put a double top, then it's probably better to wait to see if we get a breakout pullback low one. All right, guys, I trust you enjoyed that, and I am hoping that the insights you are getting from Jeff and Ash and this little bit on price action, if you put it all together, it's going to help you have a more profitable week. And until we catch up again, which we will do